Now, from CBS 4 News, this is Facing South Florida with Jim DeFede.
Good morning, I'm Jim DeFede, and welcome to Facing South Florida. For the last few years, the state has been dealing with toxic levels of blue-green algae that flow out of Lake Okeechobee. Last year, we did an entire documentary on how the polluted water flows out of Lake Okeechobee and is flushed east and west, dumping that putrid green sludge on both coasts. And in 2017, the legislature approved a plan to build a new reservoir south of the lake where the water could be sent and cleaned before being released into the Everglades and Florida Bay. The southern reservoir wouldn't solve all of the problems, but it was a start. A few months ago, the federal government passed funding for the southern reservoir, and President Trump signed it into law. Things seemed to be on track. And then this happened.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you very much. Moving on.
That was the South Florida Water Management District voting to allow sugar giant Florida Crystals to continue their sugar operations on the very land needed for the reservoir. The 8-year lease has been negotiated in secret for months. And at 9 p.m., the night before the meeting, the district posted the lease on its website, announcing it would be voted on 12 hours later. Environmentalists who had been working for the southern reservoir for years were furious.
My name is Daniel Andrews. I'm the co-founder and executive director at Captains for Clean Water. I'm also not very happy right now based on what I'm seeing and hearing. You know, it's really a disgrace that there's even consideration about extending the lease. When this item got added to the agenda last night at 9 o'clock, I had to find this on my cell phone, and I'm sitting there laying in bed. I don't think that's really the way that government in America should work, where we're squeaking things in at the last minute, not listening to the public.
It's really, honestly, I feel like it's a disgrace. This is a public agency. You guys are required to act in the sunshine with proper notice. I think it's a real shame the way that this agency is operating. It seems like, honestly, and it's an attempt to hide the ball.
The Water Management District, all of whom were appointed by Governor Rick Scott, defended the no-bid secret deal with Florida Crystals, saying the district can get out of it in 2 years if the state and federal government actually goes ahead with the reservoir. But critics said the contract favored Florida Crystals and limits the options of the Water Management District has in dealing with the algae crisis.
Things that jump off the page. First, the earliest, from what we could tell, the earliest possible time that the public could potentially have its land back is 2 years. That's best case scenario. I have no idea if $1 million in revenue is in the public interest. Is that a competitive lease rate? I don't know. We haven't had a public discussion about it. The company can walk away from this lease apparently with no notice or with 1 year's notice, but the district can't. So if the district is in a position, if we are in a position to need this land for emergency operations, for example, we can't get it because the only reason we can cancel this lease or walk away from it is for the construction of the EAA reservoir.
It's important to stress that this land is owned by the people. This is our land. We bought and paid for it. Now, the most amazing moment came when Congressman Brian Mast, who represents District 18, which includes Palm Beach, rushed down to the Water Management District meeting in Miami when he discovered that the district was about to vote on a lease he knew nothing about.
I am also here directly on behalf of Governor-elect Ron DeSantis with the request that you postpone the vote on this agenda item. The Governor-elect, as well as federal legislators, would like to be briefed and be able to know that we are not putting in place additional hurdles to bringing this reservoir to fruition. We want to know that any new land leases that are being incurred out there, that are being put forth out there, are not something that are going to be impossible to get out of. Some sort of land lease where we are going to be engaged in multi-year lawsuits if there's an early termination, some additional hurdles such as that.
Despite his pleas to slow down, the district ignored him and went ahead and voted to approve the lease. In a few minutes, I will press one of those district members for answers. But first, a few days ago, I met with Congressman Mast and asked him about what he thought of the way the Water Management District had handled this and the new lease with Florida Crystals.
So many things that the governor and the federal legislators like myself wanted to know about these lease agreements to make sure that they weren't going to get in the way of that reservoir, and we were denied that opportunity, and I think we were denied that opportunity with malice. Nobody's questions were answered by that board. Everybody's questions were ignored, and they said, no, we're going to go out there, we're going to go vote yes on these, even though people haven't had the opportunity to review them. The governor-elect has not had the opportunity to review them. The federal government has not had the opportunity to review them, and they basically said they couldn't give a rat's caboose what everybody else thinks.
And what does that tell you about the South Florida Water Management District?
I think it shows me a huge level of arrogance on their part, and a huge level of entitlement on their part, and I think it shows that this is an entity that is not being responsive to the people when their own guidelines show that they're supposed to allow the people to review things like leases because it matters to so many individuals, and they're not allowing for that to occur.
Do you believe that they are more beholden to agriculture and sugar interests than they are to the people?
Yes.
Well, if you believe that, then you must not want them to continue in the path that they're going, or
No,
even
I don't.
continue. But do you even want to see those members continue to remain on that board? I guess
No.
that's the question I want.
I mean, you could go look at video after video. I think there are a number of places where the members of the South Florida Water Management District Board have proven that they're not taking into account the considerations of the people.
Do you want them to step down?
Yes, I want the members of the South Florida Water Management District. I think it would be appropriate that they step down. This was pushed through in the dark of night. That was not above board. There are other places where I think the Water Management District is not being beholden to the people, being responsible to the residents of the state of Florida, all of the people on the coast. And in that light, I think that they have been derelict in their duties, and I think that they should be replaced.